again.
So, in today's episode of Cooking with Husband, we're going to be making a cabbage stir-fry.
Cabbage stir-fry.
I should note that I've had this outside of the fridge for at least 2 hours, just so that it's come back up to room temperature and it doesn't need too much water when it's in the pan. Okay, so our dish has a tomato and tofu base. If you're familiar with Vietnamese households, there's somewhat of a meme around. If you don't know what to cook, use a tomato base with a slight amount of mince, some tofu, and whatever you'd like. Now, while I'm cutting this, I've prepared some rice to have with it. I suppose centimetre cubed sections. Okay, so I'm using 2 tomatoes, and the tofu I'll be using 5 chunks. Although, now let's move on to our onion and garlic. I do enjoy a good flavour profile. We purchased this and then separate it into portion controlled sizes. I tend to find that they actually work best when they're coming from frozen because otherwise it just kind of smears around. Now, let's start the cooking process. And tonight we'll be using this suitably large pan. So we're going to add a small amount of olive oil. We're going to start with our onions, and I'm doing this over a medium-high heat. Okay, so we're starting to get a little bit of brownness on here now, and they're becoming slightly translucent, so let's add our garlic. And then we're just going to slightly brown it. Let's add the turkey mince. And we're going to brown this off. Not just change colour, actually make it brown. The flavour profile will be quite different if it's just gone grey versus brown. Now you will notice some sticking to the pan. This is quite okay. We'll be deglazing the pan with the tomatoes a little bit later. Okay, so our flesh has started to brown off, and so we're going to add the tomatoes. Now when we add the tomatoes, we're going to be vigorously stirring it to try and deglaze this pan a little bit. Now if you're not getting enough deglazing action happening, you can add a little bit of water or coconut water. In this case, I'm going to add a little bit of coconut water. Just enough for some deglazing action to occur, that's all. Some pepper, and we're going to add some stock. I'm going to mix stock to make tofu. So let's let this cook down. Okay, so we've cooked down enough that it's time to add the cabbage. We have our tongs. Now I'm just putting a small amount in it first, adding some more cabbage. Being mindful that we don't want to break up the tofu too much, but breaking some up is inevitable. Now my experience is if you don't have it on a suitably high heat, it tends to leak a lot of water, which again tends to dilute the flavour profile. Okay, and remember that you're suitably agitating until you get the level of softness and consistency that you most desire.
Can I ask you something?
You can ask me something.
Why don't you cut the cabbage smaller?
I did cut the cabbage smaller, but as you find, the core of the cabbage tends to get little clumps that need a little bit more agitation than the others to break up. Now my ancestors are telling me that now is probably a good time to test the consistency and the seasoning, consistent with what it should be. Okay, I'm quite happy with that texture. So as we're getting towards the end of our cooking adventure, we're going to be adding some spring onion. Now let's turn this off and serve. Okay. Okay, so let's see what my wife thinks.
Hello.
What do you think of the sweet meal, sweetie?
I like you.
Jim Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Andy.
This is my ultimate soothing, comforting meal. my comfort meal. Thank you, honey.
I'm Cathy.
Cheers.
Cheers, petit mom.
Thanks so much for the dinner.
I'm Cathy.
Hot. This is good cabbage.
Come on, sweetie.
It's good.
Oh, very glad you like it.
It's like, my husband is always like, this is my husband's signature dish, but then the cabbage, it depends on the quality of the cabbage.
Đúng rồi.
But this cabbage is actually quite nice.
We also did a corn for this cabbage too.
It's a blessed cabbage. It's really good.
I'm glad you like it, Bob.
It's really nice.
Damn.
Thank you so much.
I'm Cathy. Jim is glad you liked it.
I love it.
Damn.
Bon appetit. Ngon lắm luôn. Ngon lắm. I like it. Let's watch Mary Poppins.